Hey guys and girls, ShadyMate here. I just thought I would show you a little bit of the process, of how I hand file my knives. Just doing the main bevels now on the large the BLT that I'm working on. So yeah, hopefully I'll get it in frame and you can see how slow and agonizingly painfully long the process is. Anyway, enjoy. This is just a cheap Mastercraft mill file I picked up from Canadian Tire for about $10. I had to get a new one because I used the other one. I attempted to use the other one to do the edge bevel on one of my blades after heat treat, and it killed the file. No surprise there. But yeah, I do everything by eye. Basically where I think I need to be. I've got my dual center lines marked down the middle, so I know how low to take it, and from there I can kind of tweak the angle as I go, but it's a long process. Table's crap, so I've always got to have one foot on the table trying to stop it from moving around. But you work with what you've got, I guess. But yeah, now I guess you can see why it takes about 30 hours on average to get a knife, well, the way I do it anyway. Filed down and sanded, and then it goes off to heat treat. All the work on the scales, final finishing. The only thing that's going to speed things up now is I've got a 1x30 belt grinder. Just going to make putting that secondary edge bevel on a lot quicker. But for now, I feel more comfortable using the file. I'm not going to take off too much material in a big go like I would with the grinder. So, just gotta stick with it, I guess. The table's annoyingly low, so my back tends to get pretty sore after about an hour. I tend to smoke a lot when I'm doing this. Gives me a good excuse to have a break. I do have a wire brush to clean out the file, but old toothbrushes seem to work pretty well. I'm finding this N690 has a tendency to bung up the file quite a bit. but it seems to file quite easily. I was a bit worried that it was going to be too hard to work with a file due to the high levels of chromium. But it doesn't seem to be proving an issue. It files smooth. The 01 that I used, my first blades, filed quite nicely. It came off in like long big sections. And then when I tried the 52-100, that just kind of came off in tiny little bits. So it's kind of nice to see how each different kind of steel reacts, especially when you're doing it with the file, because you know, you get to see it in slow motion almost. Whereas when you're on the when you're running it through the belt, it comes off so quickly, you're not really getting a chance to see what's going on. I won't bore you with this for too long. I'll come back to it in a minute when I've got a bit more of a way through. Let's see if I can move this around a bit. You can kind of see it's starting to happen. That bevel's come back quite a bit from the little kind of sharpening groove that I put in. I did that on one of my last ones as well. I kind of wanted to come level to it, but you know, you can just make out the lines that are scored down the center line of the blade, so I know where to take my bevels to. And you can see that it's still quite pitted. I don't have like a long straight piece of belt to get all of this little surface pitting out, so I will do the bevels, and then anything that's left of this kind of pitting I will painstakingly hand sand away. Whee. But it'll happen. Anyway, I will turn the camera off for a bit, get to work, and we'll come back in a bit when there's a bit more done. We're getting there slowly. can see where the back section isn't quite as in line with the rest of it. That happened with the last ones I did. I just worked that back section a little bit more towards the end. But it's a long process, but it happens in the end. Anyway, I'll come back to it again in a bit. I'm about 50 minutes to an hour in, so hopefully I can get this one side of the bevel done before I have to go pick up my little one from school. Yeah, back in a minute. Okay, so we started with something that looked like this, and an hour and a half later we are slowly starting to resemble a knife. It's getting there. You can see here as it comes back up to the ricasso, it kind of curves up, but that'll be filed flat along with everything else. I've got my centerline marks. You can kind of make those out there. But yeah, it's a very rough finish. This will probably need another couple of hours just to get it all level, as flat as possible. With a file I tend to end up with a convex edge anyway, or a convex bevel, but I'm gonna try my damnedest to try and get this one flat. But yeah, it's getting there. It's a lot of work, but it keeps me busy. So yeah, an hour and a half in, I'm going to break for lunch before I pass out. There it is. Anyway, more to come. Take care.